All right, it's round 2 of the comic collection sorting. We're going to pull out books that we want to sell, books we want to keep, and we're going to go through a lot of these boxes today. This might end up being a 3-video series, but we'll do as much as we can today. Let's dive right in. This next box is labeled Indie, which it is all independent stuff. There's actually some really good stuff in here, but a lot I'm definitely going to put in the for sale pile. I did pull a couple things I'd want to keep, like the Puppet Master in full color, #1. That is super cool. House 2, issue #1. If you've never seen this movie, oh my gosh, you have to watch it. It's so good. This was like my favorite horror movie when I was a kid. Super good book. The Thing, issues #1 and 2. Those are really cool. Little Shop of Horrors, I'm a huge fan. And then just some like weird stuff. Waxwork #1 in issue #1, and then issue #1 3D. Those are kind of cool, kind of random. I like just stuff you never see. Independence Day, another one of my favorite movies as a kid. Issue 0, issue 1, and issue 2. Probably going to hold on to like things like that. But then there's other really cool stuff in here. Scooby-Doo Apocalypse. Some of those are like keys. We got some James O'Barr Crow. I mean, a bunch of those. What is this? Random Speed Racer 3D. Kiss Zombies. Random stuff. Dark Tower, Crow. I think that might have a little value to it. I'm not sure. I got to look that one up again. A lot of like #1 issues from different indie titles. Prophet, Alice in Wonderland, stuff like this. Zombies, more Dark Tower, Stephen King variant covers. Pretty cool stuff. X-Files. Just awesome covers. Look at that. Grim Tales of Terror. This one actually I might keep. Thrasher Comics with like it's got a very Rat Fink design to it. You know what? I'll pull that one for now. I think that book has a little bit of value, possibly. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Really awesome cover. Some more Kiss. Oh, these are pretty cool. These might be collectible. I got to check these out. The Rock #1. Stone Cold Steve Austin #1. #2. Star Trek Wrath of Khan. And then actually a bunch of Stranger Things in here. I'll have to check into those. A lot of Elvira. Kick-Ass. Hit Girl. Oh, random stuff. Some Vampirella. And some Red Sonja. So a lot of this is definitely going for sale. I might pull a couple more books. I'll probably keep some of those. But trying not to hold too much indie stuff, even though I love it. I love indie titles. But let's keep going. Next up, we have Marvel and Foreign. So let's take a look at that. I believe there's a lot of actually foreign books here. Spawn from Mexico, I believe. Newsstand, that's kind of cool. Some more Spawn, foreign Spawn. Here we have, is that French, possibly? French or something like that. Les Fantômes, Les Gorilles de Toth, in Francais. So yeah, a little French Phantom. Some French Master of Kung Fu. Some Spanish or Mexican, I'm not sure. Incredible Hulk, first Red Hulk. That's actually really cool. That's awesome. Some Avengers in Spanish language. La Muerte, Thor in the Spanish language. Some more Thor. Fantastic Four. I think that might be Italian. Yeah, the price is 300 lira. So that's Italian. Some French Spider-Man. This is actually really cool stuff. Edge of Spider-Verse 4. Espanol. Spawn. Spawn. Oh, that's awesome. Some old Doctor Strange in Spanish. And some old Thor in Spanish. That is super cool. Those are like key comics, I believe, too. And then there's just a bunch of like Marvel books, the Black Knight run, the Hercules mini run, Indiana Jones run. What else? White Tiger run. This is all West Coast Avengers. Yep. And then this is all G.I. Joe, starting with issue number 2, and then it jumps around. I pulled all the keys. They're in a different box, so that's all G.I. Joe stuff, which is cool. Special missions as well. Real American Hero. All right, so I got to decide what I want to do with these. I'll probably keep these books for now. There might be some stuff in here that I'll pull out for sale, but as for now, I'll probably keep most of that. All right, next up, we have a very random box. Western, Punisher, and graphic novels. Okay, looks like I was just throwing all different stuff in boxes. So definitely some Marvel Western, which is cool. I'll take that. And some 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That's actually kind of cool. And then Punisher books. All right, so a lot of Punisher. I don't think there's anything like really good in there. There's not a whole lot of keys, and I think all the keys I've already pulled out. And then there's actually some graphic novels. Wolverine. Deadpool. Gosh, this box is super, super packed. Punisher. And Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Punisher. Some cool stuff. I'll keep the Western books, and probably everything else will go for sale. This next box is very random. This was like a bunch of stuff that I recently picked up, and I just kind of started throwing in a box because I ran out of room. And that's the worst part about collecting so much stuff, is when you have boxes and boxes. Like, I get a book, you know, I get let's see here, we have a Bronze Age horror DC book. But I have a box for that somewhere over here, right down here, DC Horror. But it's packed to the brim. It's buried under other stuff. I can't get to it, so I can't like go and put these away and put them in the correct boxes. So it's kind of annoying having so much stuff. But this was a lot of comics that I just recently picked up. Like I said, Bronze Age Horror. Bronze Age Charlton. Oh, here's a Fear number 7. I'll have to throw that in the box we just saw. Some ASM, some Return of the Jedi, Moon Knight, Wolverine number 1, Spawn number 1, Batman Forever, random stuff, SpongeBob, some Ninja Turtles that are signed by Eastman and Laird. I mean, really cool. A bunch of Ninja Turtles, some Hellraiser, some G.I. Joe. More G.I. Joe. These are new comic book days from this past free comic book day. Mask, Masters of the Universe, Transformers, John Carter, awesome cover. Love that Deja Thoris cover. 8 Billion Genies, Evil Ernie. And then some Web of Spider-Man. Here's the first appearance of Tombstone. Here's a nice Kraven the Hunter book. Some more Web of Spider-Man, Maximum Carnage, and then some trade paperbacks and such. The whole series of Bitter Root. It looks like I did have that for sale at one point. Boba Fett. Actually, yeah, these were priced, so that stuff is for sale. But I'm definitely keeping, like, all this stuff, Well, actually, that's for sale, because I have, like, 3 copies of that. That's for sale. That one goes into the collection. That one goes in the collection. That'll go into the collection probably. So, this is a mix. I got to go through this one. So a little bit for sale, a little bit for keep. And we're making good progress. We gone through all of those there. That is the for sale pile right here. And then I also have the keep pile, which is right here. We didn't go through these boxes yet, but those are all Golden Age, obviously keeping those. Those are all Marvel Bronze Age, keeping those for sure. So we got a lot of stuff for keeps, and then we have all of this to go through. We got our little pile for sale. So we're making good progress, but we just got to keep going. So we're still making really good progress. Our next box up is Conan and Kung Fu. This is actually a whole bunch of Conan books, starting with issue number 14 and 19. So some earlier ones there, 35. I don't think there's any of the bigger keys in there. I think I pulled any of those out. It goes all the way up here, and then it goes into Master of Kung Fu, Shang-Chi, starting with issue number 19 with that awesome Man-Thing cover. And it's actually jumps to 29, but then it goes from 29 all the way up to the final issue, 125. So almost the entire run of Master of Kung Fu. Honestly, I think these are all going for sale. I might keep some of the early Bronze Age Conan stuff, possibly, but I don't know. This is a whole box that is probably just going for sale. All right, on to the next box. I had no idea what was in here, but it actually is some pretty cool DC stuff. So we have like some Zatanna modern variants, Night Terrors. This is a really cool book. This was done by Jack White of the White Stripes. And then we got an awesome Bronze Age Lois Lane bondage cover. Another cool Lois Lane cover. Just a classic Action Comics book here. So lots of Action Comics, all Bronze Age. I think that, yeah, I love this cover with Jaws. That's super cool. Batman Adventures #1. Okay. Oh, Batman the Matrix cover. That one's actually really cool. Man-Bat #1. So there's actually really good stuff in here. Teen Titans #1. Sherlock Holmes #1. Firestorm #1. Another issue of Kung Fu Fighter #1. Another issue of Shadow #1. Doorway to Nightmare #1. First Madame Xanadu, issue #2. Madame Xanadu, issue #1. Mask #1 again. The Question #1. All right. Man, there's all good stuff in here. Vigilante #1. Elongated Man #1. Annual, Blue Devil Annual #1. This is the... Actually, is this the one? Unofficial team appearance of Justice League Dark, and the interior page is signed and remarked by Paris Collins. So actually, that's a really cool one. I'll just set that aside for a second. So there's actually really good stuff in here. Oh, man. Starfire #1. Night Force #1. This is a Teen Titans, like, key or minor key. Sword of the Atom #1. Atari Force #1. Some Flash. Some more Bronze Age Flash books here. Actually, I don't really collect Flash, so all of this will go for sale. Nothing against Flash, just don't really collect him. Hercules, that's kind of cool. Deathstroke #1, classic book right there. Superboy Zero. Dr. Fate #1. There's something up with this book. Some kind of key. First appearance of Dr. Fate in that form. Captain Atom #1. We got some Justice League. We got Claw #1. Some, what is this? Superwoman. First appearance of her, I think. Oh, this one here. Death of Superman graphic novel or trade paperback signed by all those people. It's actually kind of cool. Adventure Comics. Captain Carrot #1. Oh, Dark Knight. Okay. That's a first printing, I believe. Heroes for Hunger. That was a cool little book. Superman #1. JLA #1. And then some modern stuff. Animal Man #1. Detective #1. These are actually kind of cool. Birds of Prey. Power Girl. So it's like all these #1 issues. Oh, look. Another copy of Mr. Bones. Some Infinity Inc. Omega Men number 5, second appearance of Lobo. Ooh, Doom Patrol, Showcase 94, first appearance of this Doom Patrol. And then Doom Patrol number 1. Awesome Bolin cover, Justice League 189. Is this yep, and that's a Mark Jewelers as well. I knew that was a Mark Jewelers. Ooh, a nice little cover here. That's awesome. Nice McFarlane with Dr. Fate. Oh, some classic Green Lantern books here. Oh, the Rings cover. Another one of these. Another one of those. First appearance of Omega Men. That one's kind of cool. First Kilowog. Some cool Lantern keys here. Another one of those. So, let's see. A bunch of Green Lantern. Oh, I love the Justice League International. Bruce Wayne is like doing James Bond there. This goofy cover. Oh, Bloodsport. That's not a bad looking book. Tales of Teen Titans. Some cool Superman Doomsday keys. So, there's actually really good stuff in here. A bunch of Brave and the Bold. Some DC War stuff. Sergeant Rock. Our Army. Supervillains. Superheroes Battle Super Gorillas. That's actually kind of cool. DC Special. And Total Recall. Very random. All right, so this box has a lot of good stuff. I'm going to keep a handful of it, but some of them are going to go for sale. Definitely keeping this one here that was signed and remarked. Super cool cover. And there's other stuff in here like that Mark Jewelers. I'm definitely keeping my Man-Bat number 1. This was actually one of the first comics I bought when I got back into comic collecting as an adult. So kind of funny, kind of cool. So I'll keep some and I will sell some, and let's just keep on going. All right, so this next box here, it says Werewolf by Night, Tomb of Dracula, and Son of Satan, and that's exactly what it is. My Tomb run, my Werewolf run, and my Son of Satan run, or Marvel Spotlight. First off, we have Werewolf by Night, starting off with issue number 2. Issue number 1 is in a different box, and it just goes 3, 4, 5, 6... Some of them lower grade, some of them are decent. Love the Mike Plug artwork. Definitely one of my favorite runs. Werewolf by Night, I just love. I mean, even issue number 2, awesome cover. Every cover really is pretty spectacular. So I have the majority of the Werewolf by Night run. Issue number 1 and issue number 33 and 37, or some of the other keys are not in here. I do not have a Werewolf 32, unfortunately. One day. Here is a reprint of Tomb of Dracula number 1. I just keep that in here as a place filler. But then it has issue number 2, which is an awesome cover. And it goes all the way up. And this, I believe, is only missing just a few issues. Issue number 1, the actual issue number 1, not a reprint, is in my key comic box. And it goes all the way up to some giant size. The last issue, number 70. And then Marvel Spotlight 12, first appearance of Son of Satan. And 13, a bunch of first appearances and stuff. It goes I have the entire Marvel Spotlight run. And then I believe it jumps up to the first ongoing series with issue number 1 there. And most of those in that run as well. And it goes up to issue number 7. So definitely keeping all of these. Definitely my 2 favorite runs in my collection. My Werewolf and my Tomb. Also a huge fan of Moon Knight, which we'll check out in a minute. Those are like the only full runs I'm keeping, just because there's only, less than 70 issues, less than 50 issues, so it's really not a bad run to hold on to. I mean, I can keep 2 almost complete runs in one short box. So that's a full run that I don't mind holding on to. Doesn't take up too much space. Plus, I love Bronze Age horror, so I'm definitely holding on to this box here. And speaking of Moon Knight, this box here is basically just the entire run of Moon Knight Volume 1, a bunch of the Mark Spector Moon Knight, and then some other like modern Moon Knight stuff. Just all like Moon Knight related. So this is a keeper box, so I'm just going to hold on to this one. I'm not going to bother flipping through it. It's packed tight, all Moon Knight books. You've probably seen them before, but big fan, definitely keeping all of those. So here's the keep pile so far. It's actually a lot bigger than I was hoping for. 3, 6, 9, I don't know, about 12 boxes or so here. So I was hoping to keep under like 10 or less boxes. I don't think that's going to be possible. There's just so much that I don't want to get rid of. But I'm going to hold on to those. And then over here, we have all of the books for sale. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 boxes so far. And then our pile here is looking pretty good. I mean, we're getting through quite a bit. We already went through all those. Those are just open because I'm organizing as I go. So I'm just putting stuff in those boxes. And then we just have like this row here. These boxes up here are probably keeper boxes. I'll show you those at some point. And then all of these like graphic boxes here, all the ones that have the images on them, they're cool stuff, but there's a lot of modern, I believe, mixed in. So a lot of this is definitely going to go for sale. This is like my Ghost Rider run, so I'll probably hold on to that. But I don't know. I'm honestly not even sure what's in all of these. We'll have to get through those. But we still have like indie horror, DC horror, more DC, more Batman. Some of my favorite artists. Those two clear tubs are trade paperbacks and stuff. We have The Walking Dead run, Avengers, X-Men, like early X-Men. I'm definitely going to keep a lot of that. Jim Lee X-Men and other X-Men related. I'll hold on to some of that. And then a lot of Spider-Man and Daredevil. Probably going to part with a lot of that stuff. But we still have quite a bit to go through. We're making good progress, and we've actually made a nice dent of stuff that is going for sale. I'm very happy, and eventually I'm going to have some empty space here in my man cave, and I'll be able to, put something here like a couch or, something nice, because I have a cool little video game setup. I would love to be able to like hang out here, and I have all my toys and all my stuff on display. I would really love to have some more room. So let's keep going. Hopefully we'll get through this together. All right, stay tuned.